Admiral Sarah Chen stood at the observation deck of the TES Prometheus, Earth's first and only Titan-class battleship. The massive vessel, stretching nearly 5 kilometers from bow to stern, represented humanity's greatest achievement in space engineering. Through the crystalline viewport, she watched as the ship's quantum sensors detected an incoming fleet of unknown origin. Multiple quantum signatures detected. Admiral Lieutenant Rodriguez reported from his station. Configuration unknown. They're not matching any human design patterns. Sarah's expression remained calm, though her heart raced. Humanity had prepared for this moment for decades. The Prometheus wasn't just a ship, it was humanity's message to the cosmos. We are here, and we are ready. How many vessels? She asked, her voice steady. 17 capital ships. Admiral. Their formation suggests military precision. They'll be dropping out of quantum space in approximately 6 minutes. Sarah nodded, turning to face the holographic command interface floating before her. The Prometheus's artificial intelligence, Atlas, had already begun analyzing the incoming fleet's capabilities based on their quantum signatures. Atlas, initiate first contact protocol Omega, and give me a full analysis of their weapon signatures. Analyzing, Admiral. The AI's calm voice resonated through the bridge. Their energy outputs suggest directed plasma weaponry, quantum-tipped missiles, and something similar to our graviton lance technology. However, Atlas paused, something it rarely did. Their ship designs appear to prioritize offensive capabilities over defensive systems. A small smile played across Sarah's lips. The aliens, whoever they were, clearly hadn't encountered humanity's approach to space warfare. The Prometheus wasn't built around the conventional wisdom of offense versus defense. It was built around adaptation. The alien fleet emerged from quantum space in perfect formation, their ships gleaming like polished obsidian under the distant sun. Their designs were elegant, aggressive, clearly built for war. But Sarah saw something else in their formation, confidence bordering on arrogance. They're broadcasting. Admiral. Communications Officer Park announced. It appears to be a demand for surrender. Put it through, Sarah ordered, straightening her uniform. A holographic image materialized on the bridge. A tall, humanoid figure with iridescent scales and 4 arms. Its eyes glowed with an inner light that spoke of genetic engineering. Vessels of the primitive world, the alien commander spoke, its words automatically translated by Atlas. I am High Commander Zextal of the Calaxian Empire. Your system lies within our expansion zone. Submit to our authority, and your species will be granted protectorate status. Resist, and we will be forced to demonstrate our technological superiority. Sarah allowed herself another small smile. This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Terran exploration ship Prometheus. We appreciate your offer, High Commander, but I'm afraid we must decline. Earth is not accepting applications for overlords at this time. The alien commander's eyes narrowed. You dare mock the might of the Calaxian Empire. One ship, no matter its size, cannot hope to stand against our fleet. We have conquered 1,000 worlds. Impressive, Sarah replied. Then you won't mind if we even the odds a bit. Atlas, initiate emergence protocol. The space around the Prometheus began to shimmer as its quantum field generators spun up to full power. This was humanity's true advantage, not the size of their ship, but what it contained. High Commander, Sarah continued, you're about to learn why we built only one battleship. The Prometheus's hull began to shift, sections of it seeming to unfold into impossible geometries. What had appeared to be solid armor plating revealed itself to be layers upon layers of smaller ships, each one fully armed and crewed. The Titan-class vessel wasn't just a battleship, it was a carrier, a mobile shipyard, and a fleet unto itself. Emergence complete, Admiral, Atlas reported. All 250 support vessels are deployed and combat ready. The Calaxian commander's expression shifted from contempt to shock as they watched humanity's single battleship transform into a full battle fleet. Each emerged vessel was smaller than the Calaxian ships, but they moved with perfect coordination, their formations flowing like schools of fish. "Impossible," Zextol whispered. "No species has mastered quantum-nested space to this degree." "High Commander," Sarah said, her voice carrying a hint of steel beneath its diplomatic tone, "I suggest we discuss more constructive alternatives to conquest. The Prometheus and her fleet are capable of things your sensors haven't even detected yet. Shall we start over? Perhaps with a conversation about mutual respect and peaceful cooperation." The silence that followed was broken only by the subtle hum of the Prometheus's quantum core. In that moment, as the Calaxian fleet faced humanity's unprecedented display of technological innovation, the balance of power in their corner of the galaxy shifted irrevocably. And this was only the beginning of what humanity had to show the cosmos. The Calaxian delegation stood in stunned silence within the Prometheus's quantum observatory. Through its transparent walls, they watched as swarms of smaller human vessels performed maneuvers that seemed to defy the laws of physics, flowing through space like liquid mercury. High Commander Zextel's scales shifted colors as he processed what Dr. Emily Zhang, Earth's leading quantum architect, had just explained. "You're saying humans didn't invent this technology?" Emily smiled, her cybernetic eyes adjusting to capture the Calaxian's bio-readings. "Not entirely. We discovered it, improved it, and made it our own. But the original concept came from something we found in the Martian ice caps 15 years ago." She gestured, and Adlas projected a holographic image of what appeared to be an ancient data crystal, its structure more complex than anything the Calaxians had ever seen. "We call them the Architect's Tears, quantum crystals left behind by a civilization that vanished millions of years ago. Each one contained fragments of their knowledge. But they were more than just data storage devices." The hologram expanded, showing the crystal's internal structure. They were keys to understanding how space itself could be folded, not just for faster-than-light travel, but for storage, deployment, and energy manipulation on a scale that seemed impossible. Zextel's chief scientist, Valthor, moved closer to the hologram. "But surely the data would have been corrupted after so much time. The quantum coherence would have degraded completely," Emily finished, "if they were normal quantum storage devices. But these crystals were different. They were designed to evolve, to adapt to the consciousness studying them. The more we learned, the more they revealed." She paused, watching as understanding dawned in the alien's eyes. "But here's what makes humans different from the other species who found similar artifacts. We didn't just try to replicate the technology. We asked why it was created in the first place." The hologram shifted to show the Prometheus's quantum core. The architects weren't building weapons or tools of conquest. They were creating something far more profound, a way for life to adapt and evolve alongside technology. "The nested spaces within the Prometheus aren't just storage for our fleet. They're incubators for new possibilities." Valthor's eyes widened. "The energy readings we detected, your ships aren't just emerging from stored space. They're being born," Emily confirmed. "Each vessel is grown within a quantum matrix, evolving and adapting based on the challenges we face. The Prometheus isn't just a battleship. It's a cradle for an entirely new form of technological evolution." She led them to a viewing station where they could see the human vessels more clearly. "Watch closely. Each ship's quantum signature is slightly different, each one learning and adapting from the others. We don't mass-produce our ships. We grow them, each one unique, each one constantly evolving. But the computational requirements," Valthor began, "are handled by our quantum neural network," Emily explained. "Every human crew member is connected to the network through neural interfaces, contributing not just their knowledge and experience, but their creativity and intuition. The ships learn from us, and we learn from them." Zextel turned to Emily, his expression a mixture of awe and concern. Your species was barely reaching for the stars when we first detected you. How did you advance so quickly?" Emily's smile held a hint of pride. "Because we didn't try to conquer space, Commander. We tried to understand it. The architects left these crystals as a test, not of technological prowess, but of wisdom. They wanted to find species who would use their knowledge to evolve, not dominate." She gestured to the fleet of shifting, adapting vessels outside. "This is why we built only one battleship. The Prometheus isn't a weapon, it's a seed. Each vessel it creates is unique, adapted to specific needs, capable of evolving to meet new challenges. We don't need a fleet of identical ships when we can grow exactly what we need, when we need it." The Calaxians watched as two human vessels merged seamlessly, combining their capabilities to form something entirely new. The sight challenged everything they thought they knew about technological advancement. "Your empire conquers through force," Emily continued softly. "We advance through adaptation." The architects understood that true power doesn't come from domination, but from the ability to change, to grow, to become something more than what you were. She turned to face the aliens directly. "That's why we're sharing this with you now. The architects' legacy wasn't meant for one species alone. They wanted to find races capable of moving beyond conquest, capable of understanding that the greatest achievements come not from controlling the cosmos, but from learning to flow with it." As the Calaxians absorbed this revelation, the Prometheus's quantum core pulsed gently, its nested spaces nurturing the next generation of vessels that would carry humanity's unique vision to the stars. In that moment, they began to understand that they hadn't discovered a primitive species ripe for conquest. They had encountered the custodians of an ancient legacy that would reshape the galaxy's future. The warning came 3 days after the diplomatic exchange with the Calaxian delegation. Admiral Chen was reviewing quantum field calculations when Atilas's avatar flickered to life with unusual urgency. "Admiral, multiple quantum ruptures detected. Signature matches Calaxian warships, but these are different." The AI's voice carried a note of concern. "These vessels show significant weapons modifications. They're not part of the official Imperial fleet." Sarah's neural interface immediately connected her to the Prometheus's sensor network. The incoming ships emerged from quantum space like predators breaking surface water, sleek, aggressive, and modified far beyond standard Calaxian designs. Message from the lead vessel. Lieutenant Rodriguez reported. Audio only. "This is Warlord Kexar of the True Empire," a harsh voice declared. "The weak leadership of our empire may bow to your technological tricks, but we recognize the truth. You are still primitive upstarts who stumbled upon powers you don't deserve. Surrender the architect's crystals, or we will take them by force." Sarah's expression remained calm as she assessed the tactical display. 12 heavily modified warships, their hulls bristling with weapons that seemed to be hybrid designs. Calaxian technology merged with something else, something older and more dangerous. "They've been studying us," Atlas observed. "These modifications appear designed specifically to counter our quantum-nested deployment strategy." "Then we'll give them something new to study," Sarah replied. "Atlas, initiate Evolution Protocol Sigma. And get me Dr. Zhang." Emily's hologram appeared on the bridge, her cybernetic eyes already processing combat data. "I see it, Admiral. They're using corrupted architect technology, probably from fragments they've discovered in their conquered territories. But they don't understand what they're dealing with. Can we adapt?" Sarah asked, watching as the enemy fleet moved into attack formation. Emily's smile was fierce. "Admiral, adaptation is what we do best. Atlas, initiate quantum resonance scanning. Let's see how their hybrid tech interfaces with their base systems." The Prometheus's quantum core hummed as it began analyzing the enemy vessels, not just their weapons and shields, but the very fabric of their technological integration. This was humanity's true advantage, not just the ability to adapt, but to understand and learn from every encounter. "Interesting," Emily mused. They grafted quantum displacement technology onto their conventional weapons. They think they can disrupt our nested spaces, force our fleet to emerge prematurely. Can they? Sarah asked, though she already suspected the answer. They don't understand what they're dealing with, Emily replied. The architect's technology isn't about force, it's about harmony. Atlas, show them what happens when you try to force evolution. The AI complied, and the Prometheus began to change. Instead of deploying its nested fleet, the massive vessel's quantum field began to pulse in a complex rhythm. The enemy ships fired their hybrid weapons, expecting to disrupt the human vessel's deployment capabilities. Instead, their energy beams were caught in the quantum field, transformed, and redirected. The Prometheus wasn't fighting back. It was learning, adapting, and teaching all at once. What's happening? Warlord Kexar demanded, his voice crackling with rage and confusion. Our weapons, they're being absorbed. Not absorbed, Sarah replied calmly. Evolved. You tried to corrupt the architect's legacy, to turn it into a weapon. But their technology wasn't designed for destruction. It was designed for transformation. The space around the Prometheus shimmered as the energy from the enemy weapons was redirected into its quantum matrix. Instead of emerging ships, the vessel began creating something entirely new. Quantum fields that enveloped the attacking fleet, not to destroy them, but to show them the truth. My weapons, Kexar shouted. What are you doing to our ships? Giving you a choice, Sarah answered. Those quantum fields aren't weapons. They're windows. Look closely. See what the architects were really trying to teach us. Through these quantum windows, the rogue Calaxians could see possibilities, versions of their ships transformed not for war, but for exploration, for creation, for understanding. The architect's technology wasn't showing them defeat, it was showing them potential. This is what you fail to understand. Emily's voice carried across the quantum link to all ships. The crystals weren't weapons to be claimed or power to be seized. They were teachers, waiting for students who could understand that true advancement comes not from domination, but from growth. One by one, the hybrid weapons on the enemy ships went dark as the quantum fields helped their systems realign, purging the corrupted technologies and revealing new possibilities. The true power of the Prometheus wasn't in its ability to fight. It was in its ability to transform conflict into understanding. Your move, Warlord, Sarah said quietly. You can continue this battle and watch as your weapons evolve beyond your control, or you can accept that there are better ways to prove your worth than through conquest. The silence that followed was profound, broken only by the subtle harmonics of quantum fields as humanity demonstrated that the greatest victory doesn't come from destroying your enemy, but from helping them evolve beyond the need for destruction. In the aftermath of the confrontation, the Prometheus's observation deck became a forum for an unprecedented gathering. Calaxian warlord Kexar, stripped of his weapons, but not his pride, stood alongside High Commander Zextol, Admiral Chen, and Dr. Zhang, watching as their ships orbited Earth in an intricate dance of quantum fields. I still don't understand, Kexar admitted, his scales shifting in patterns of confusion and reluctant curiosity. You could have destroyed us. Our weapons were useless, our ships at your mercy. Why show us possibilities instead? Sarah exchanged a glance with Emily before answering. Because destruction is easy. Transformation, true transformation, that's the real challenge. We learned that from the architects. Emily gestured, and Atlas projected a new hologram, a complex web of quantum interactions showing how the Calaxian ships had begun to change. Your hybrid weapons weren't just corrupted versions of architect technology. They were crying out for completion, for understanding. We simply helped them evolve into what they were meant to be. The hologram zoomed in on one of Kexar's modified ships. Where harsh weapon arrays had once protruded, new structures were growing. Quantum sensors and processing nodes that enhanced the vessel's capabilities in ways its builders had never imagined. Your ships aren't becoming weaker, Emily explained. They're becoming more. The architects didn't leave us weapons or shields or engines. They left us seeds of possibility. Every piece of their technology is designed to grow, to adapt, to help its users evolve. Zextal moved closer to the hologram, his scientific curiosity evident. These changes, they're not just affecting our ships, are they? The quantum fields are interfacing with our neural networks. Yes, Sarah confirmed. Your crews are starting to understand the technology intuitively, just as we did. The architects designed their legacy to work with consciousness itself, not to control it, but to enhance it, to help it grow. The alert chimed softly, and Atlas's avatar appeared. Admiral, I'm detecting unusual quantum resonance patterns. The Calaxian ships, they're beginning to generate their own evolutionary fields. Everyone turned to watch as ripples of quantum energy began flowing between the former enemy vessels. The ships were no longer just accepting the changes. They were participating in them, contributing to the network of possibility that the Prometheus had created. Remarkable, Kexar whispered, his previous aggression forgotten in the face of transformation. We thought we were adapting your technology for war, but we were only seeing a fraction of its potential. That's what makes humanity different, Emily said softly. When we found the architect's crystals, we didn't ask how we could use them to conquer. We asked what they could teach us about who we could become. The observation deck fell silent as they watched the quantum dance continue. Human and Calaxian ships moved in harmony, their fields interweaving, sharing insights and possibilities across the gulf of space and species. The real power of the Prometheus isn't in its ability to fight, Sarah continued. It's in its ability to learn, to teach, to transform. Every encounter, every challenge, becomes an opportunity for growth, not just for us, but for everyone involved. Zextal turned to face the humans. The Empire has existed for millennia, building our power through conquest and dominance. But in all that time, we never achieved anything like this. We thought we were advancing, but we were only accumulating. Because true advancement isn't about what you can take, Emily replied. It's about what you can become. The architects understood that. They didn't want to create weapons or tools. They wanted to create potential itself. Outside, the quantum fields pulsed with new patterns as Calaxian crews began experimenting with their evolving capabilities. Ships that had been designed for war were transforming into platforms for exploration and discovery, their very structure adapting to embrace new possibilities. Your empire stands at a crossroads, Sarah said to both Calaxian leaders. You can cling to the old ways of conquest and control, or you can embrace evolution, not just of your technology, but of your entire civilization. Kexar watched as one of his ships generated its first independent quantum field, the energy pattern beautiful in its complexity. We thought we were coming to teach primitives their place in the galaxy. Instead, you've shown us that we were the ones who needed to learn. No, Emily corrected gently. We're all learning together. That's what the architects wanted. Not masters and servants, not conquerors and conquered, but a galaxy of species growing, evolving, discovering together. The quantum fields rippled with new energy, as if in response to her words, and in that moment, both humans and Calaxians glimpsed the true legacy of the architects. Not power to rule the stars, but wisdom to help all life reach its full potential. 1 year after the transformation of the Calaxian fleet, the space around Earth had become unrecognizable. The Prometheus, once Earth's lone guardian, now served as the heart of a vast network of evolved vessels, both human and Calaxian. But today marked something even more significant. Admiral Sarah Chen stood on the Prometheus's newly evolved quantum observation deck, which now allowed viewers to perceive multiple layers of reality simultaneously. Beside her, High Commander Zextal and the reformed warlord Kexar watched as their joint project came to fruition. The gateway is ready, Emily Zhang announced, her cybernetic eyes tracking quantum fluctuations in the space before them. At last, initiate the awakening sequence. In the void between Earth and Mars, space itself began to shimmer. A year of collaboration between human insight and Calaxian determination had led to this moment, the creation of something that hadn't existed since the time of the architects themselves. The quantum harmonics are stable, Atlas reported. All evolution matrices are aligned. We're ready to receive the signal. The signal, a quantum transmission they detected 6 months ago, coming from deep space. It had taken both species working together to understand its true nature. A message from other inheritors of the architect's legacy, reaching across the galaxy. The gateway's structure crystallized into visibility. Not a conventional space station or ship, but a living quantum construct grown from the combined understanding of both civilizations. It was neither human nor Calaxian in design, but something entirely new. "Look," Emily whispered as the gateway activated. "They're responding." Through the quantum viewing field, they watched as similar structures began appearing across the galaxy. Other species who had found their own architect crystals, who had learned to grow beyond conquest and competition. The ancient network was awakening. "We thought we were alone," Zextal said softly, his scales shimmering with emotion. For millennia, the empire expanded, conquered, searching for meaning in dominance. We never imagined. That's why the architects left their legacy in pieces, Sarah finished. They wanted us to learn to reach out, to grow, to combine our understanding. No single species could grasp the full picture alone. The gateway pulsed, and suddenly the observation deck was filled with holograms, representatives from dozens of civilizations, each with their own story of discovery, transformation, and evolution. Some had found their crystals centuries ago, others mere decades, but all had learned the same fundamental truth: the power of collective growth over individual conquest. "This is what the Prometheus was truly built for," Emily explained to the assembled beings. "Not just to protect Earth or showcase our technology, but to serve as a seed for something greater. Each quantum-nested ship it created carried a piece of the pattern, preparing us for this moment." Through the gateway, they could see other massive vessels similar to the Prometheus, each civilization's own interpretation of the architect's vision. Some were organic in nature, others crystalline, but all shared the same fundamental capacity for growth and adaptation. "The true test wasn't in building the most powerful ship," Sarah added. "It was in learning to build together, to combine our perspectives in ways that created something greater than any one species could achieve alone." Kexar, who had once sought to steal this power by force, now stood in awe of what cooperation had achieved. "We thought the architect's legacy was about power," he admitted, "but it was about connection all along." The quantum network hummed with potential as ancient barriers between civilizations dissolved. Through the gateway, knowledge and understanding flowed freely, not imposed by any one species, but shared and grown collectively. "This is just the beginning," Emily said, watching as the first joint expedition vessels, crewed by humans, Calaxians, and representatives from other awakened civilizations, prepared to embark through the gateway. The architects didn't leave us a finished universe. They left us the tools to build one together. The Prometheus pulsed with new energy, its quantum fields resonating with the combined potential of multiple civilizations. What had started as humanity's greatest worship had evolved into something far more significant, a symbol of transformation itself. "Ready to make history?" Sarah asked, looking at her former adversaries turned allies. "No," Zextal replied with a new understanding in his eyes. "Ready to evolve it." As the gateway stabilized, opening paths to distant reaches of space, the assembled beings witnessed the true power of the architect's legacy. It was never about the technology, the ships, or even the quantum fields. It was about teaching life itself to grow beyond its limitations, to reach for something greater than conquest or control. The Prometheus, Earth's mighty battleship, had fulfilled its true purpose, not as a weapon of war, but as a catalyst for change, a key to unlocking the next stage of galactic evolution. And as the first joint expedition vessels entered the gateway, they carried with them not just the hopes of humanity or the Calaxian Empire, but the dreams of all species ready to evolve beyond their cosmic cradles. In the quantum dance of ships and civilizations, the galaxy itself seemed to pulse with new life, ready for whatever transformations lay ahead in the vast, unknown future that awaited them all.